Welcome back to another season of Friday Night Lights. I'm Tim O'Brien. She's Talia Latoy. Where did spring, summer, where did it all go?
I don't know. Hey, that's what I'm saying. But it's the best time of the year for us, Tim.
It is, because you know what? It is still summer-like temperatures, and there's football back. So you get
Absolutely.
pool on Saturday, football Fridays, Sundays. It's going to be an awesome fall. This is the place to find it each and every Friday night beginning at 11. All of your high school football from each end of the valley. And we couldn't do it, of course, with our buddy Gil Rutenberg, the general manager of Honda of the Desert. We hear you. So each week we want you, the fans, to be a part of this. Just like last year. Hashtag CVFNL. Send us videos, pictures. We've received a few already tonight. Of course, we had a wild opening week, but we'll get into that here coming up in just a bit. But CVFNL, draw hashtag all digital, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Send it our way, and we'll put, of course, your highlights, your family pictures, your crowd.
Why not?
We'll put it all up on the news.
Why not? But tonight, guys, we have to get into some action, Tim. It was busy across the valley. We begin in Palm Springs, where the Indians kicked off their season hosting Granite Hills High School from Apple Valley. Now the Indians posting an 8-3 record last season, looking to get off on the right foot in 2023, and they did have success with the run game. But it just wasn't enough. The team missed a field goal in the final minute of the game, falling short to Granite Hills by a score of 22-21. Palm Springs will play in Monrovia next Friday, Tim.
As time expired, they missed the field goal, so they're that close to getting it done. Almost.
So close. But speaking of close, let's talk about Cathedral City, because it's not too far from there. They got off to a great start to the 2023 season, but their game was impacted, like many others, by the weather. After building a 14-0 lead, the game was canceled due to lightning concerns. No word on whether or not the game will be rescheduled, Tim, but the Lions' next game will be in San Bernardino in 2 weeks. A lot of what-ifs in that.
Huge, because you know what? We heard there's more Thursday games this year than any other year because of the shortage in referees. So it'll be interesting to see if they find some time in the schedule to make some of these games up. This game, not the only one postponed or canceled tonight. Now, we talked about at the top of the show here just moments ago that Honda of the Desert is sponsoring the show. That's our buddy Gil Rutenberg. You see him quite a bit here on NBC Palm Springs. We could not do it without Gil and his crew. Each week, they'll be giving out $250 to the player of the week on the offensive side and defensive side of the ball. So $500 total, split between two players. If you want your player, whether you're the mom and dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, let us know. Hashtag CVFNL. Or we're going to come out Shadow Hills Indio. We usually go to the winning team. They have a chance to be the players of the week, unless something absolutely crazy happens, which we'll get to here coming up in just a bit. But let us know, CVFNL. $250.
That's a lot of money. I don't care how old you are. That is a lot of money.
Especially the way gas is these days. Groceries, I'll take it.
Well, guys, we're just getting started right here on Friday Night Lights, because still ahead, not all games ended on a high note. Some never even made it to the second quarter, but a look at what we had for highlights from the Saints and the Mighty Arabs going head-to-head.
And still ahead tonight, it's the Mayor's Cup from Indio, the Shadow Hills Knights, the Indio Rajas, the 7th edition. Can the Rajas break the streak? Only time will tell. We're back after this.
Get to it! Aztec, get it done!
Hey, little guy.
Welcome back to Friday Night Lights. I'm Talia Latoy. Before we get to Tim, let's talk about what was going on over on Cook Street. The Xavier Prep Saints hosting the Coachella Valley Mighty Arabs, both super hungry this year, and both wanted to come out with a big bang to start off the season with a win, but only one could do it. However, they'd never even get past the first quarter, because it was called. Now, before this was called, this game had potential. A cross-league showdown where two desert teams wanted to make a statement in their first game of the season. Both teams fairly new starting quarterbacks. Joe Barry right there for the Saints and Derek Calderon for CV. The Saints would, however, get on the board first. Take a look at this toss. A completion from Mr. Barry to senior Braden Cerveo. Another two-way player getting the tutty and putting them up 7-0. CV to answer first game, first snap by Calderon. A handoff to Aaron 2K Ramirez, of course, the star, and that's the most he'd get all night for the short time against the Saints. The Saints get the ball back, and they just happen to capitalize. A 16-yard tutty run by Joshua Brooker. CV answers back. Calderon with a big pass to Mikey Rodriguez, but some trouble with the extra point, no good. And then, guys, at this point, it seemed like it was going to be a good game, but the refs begin to call the game first with a 30-minute delay, but the Lightning continued, and everyone basically was asked to get off the field and into the gym for a short amount of time. Coaches, players were frustrated. We were in the locker room, however, with Coach Dockery and his team after the announcement.
What do we say? We said life has ups and downs, right? And if you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. So you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. We're gonna stay ready. I will send an email out tonight. I'm gonna get the higher ups to give me a message if I can have you guys out there tomorrow. Obviously, it's raining and thundering. We're just gonna take a chill. But promise me this: that we'll wake up early. That you'll go outside early. You'll run around the block. I'll walk around the block. You'll stretch your body out. You'll hydrate. Because you know, if we were doing it together and we were trusting the system, like we said, we're gonna do little things right. And Saturday morning, we get up early after a long night. We stretch, we work out, we continue to be students of the game. For sure.
When people woke up, when they see the news and they see the highlight, even though it's a quarter, you guys are going to get on people's radar. That's a good thing. Let's keep playing. Winnable game. Let's go.
That was an excellent way to start the game, to get going, right? It didn't look like we had big eyes. It looked like we were hungry. It looked like we wanted to win that thing. And it looked like we were the ones that were the aggressors, right? I hadn't seen that for a long time from any of you guys. That was huge, okay? But now we got to keep going, right? We have to keep going. I'm so pissed that we can't finish this game right now. This guy's balling right now. Hey, keep it up. Hey, but now we got to take this hunger into practice too, and moving forward throughout the year, okay? Good job.
Alignment, the assignment, the technique won't change. The alignment, the assignment, the technique won't change.
Ball out on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ball out. Hey, get out.
Good words of motivation there from the coaches. Thanks again to Coach Dockery and his staff letting us in the locker room during the postponement from the Lightning. Now, it's tough, right? You work all week, even all summer, just for the first game of the season to get called. We did have a chance to catch up with some of the coaches on both sides about the game.
It's unfortunate they had to call it due to the lightning, and obviously, I mean, I think all of California knows that there's a storm coming, but you know that's kind of the fun of football, to play in some weather that it's that we're not used to. We're out here and it's 125, 118. Now we get a little dust storm and some lightning, and it's unfortunate we have to call it off. I saw a lot of kids show up. When you're practicing for 3 months, you're hitting the same people, and then you start seeing them kind of develop right in front of you. It gives you a lot of pride, and that's the biggest thing that I saw of these kids is they work hard, and it was their time to shine, and unfortunately got cut short.
Just doing it long enough, you just build off experience, and we've been here before, so we won't let it affect us too much. And that's why we're just feeling really proud of them, because we are very demanding coaching staff, and when we come out on Friday, that's recess for those boys, but obviously as a head coach that coaches the way I do, when you see how they play, they look very prepared, and that means they're listening, so I was very proud of them. Just continuing to trust the system, alignment, assignment, technique. We gave up a big play right there to Coachella on a mental error, and the way we play and our standard is that's not acceptable. So we'll make those corrections and just keep putting one day at a time.
Yep, one day at a time, one game at a time as well. And they weren't the only ones let down. These young guys on the team wanted to be out there and just couldn't wait to hit the field. Just as bad, Elijah Vicona wanted to make people know that he could stand his own ground on the line without his brother on his side. Meanwhile, Joe Barry, it was his first time starting behind the center. So it was a big day, just cut short for a lot of guys.
I'm definitely disappointed the game got canceled, but I think we did see, what's going to happen this year. We are going to run the ball. We're not scared of anyone. We're definitely going to do what we want and not let people bully us around. Definitely don't want to be on the sideline, but I'm just here for the team. Whatever they need, I'll do. So if I'm on the sideline, I'm definitely cheering people up, telling them, pick up the energy, I
was nervous at first, but our offense, we were on a roll. We're doing good, so I was super happy. I was intimidated, but when we got on that roll, I was feeling really good. So I was super comfortable. Our team has so much chemistry. I love it. We're just doing so good, and I'm so upset that this game ended. But we thought we were going to play again, but we didn't, so we were all upset. But if we get another chance, we're going to finish the game.
Yeah, look, you can see the lightning over their shoulder there. Certainly a good start for Xavier Prep, promising for the Desert Empire League. They're going to have a much better year than they did last year. Now, on the other side of the break, we're going to head to Shadow Hills for the Mayor's Cup between the Rajas and the Knights. Can the Rajas break the streak? Well, you saw the refs talking there. India walking off the field. The lightning delay tried to stop that from happening. We're going to find out the end result coming up after the break. And welcome back. Time now for the NBC Palm Springs and Honda the Desert Game of the Week, the annual Mayor's Cup between Indio and Shadow Hills. You see the Rajas taking the field. Here come the Shadow Hills Knights in front of their home crowd. Knights would get the scoring going first. Greg Hollis, the third, finding Julian Arata in the back of the end zone. So nice. Let's watch it twice. This is the view from head coach David Palmer, the first score as the head coach. Up for 6. It's good after the extra point. 7-0 Knights. So after a lengthy delay, Lightning was unreal over there tonight in India. The team's looking to take the field for the second quarter and beyond. That's the second and goal big man tight end sneak. The Knights would go in and punch it 13-0 before the half. Well, now this is something wild. Raja's with the ball trying to kick a field goal. It's blocked by Travis Block. His name is actually Travis Block. That's Noah Fajardo. He takes it all the way to the house. But hold on, not so fast. There are flags all over the field. The refs are going to convene at the 50-yard line, figure out what the heck just happened. They're going to go ahead and speak it over. They walk over to David Palmer and company, get the thumbs up, all good. They want to decline. Now they go over to head coach Daniel Hayes of the Rajas, tell him what happened. Ends up being a touchdown. They go for the extra point, and then it's blocked from India. What a sequence all before halftime. Unfortunately, though, for Indio, that's 19-0 tonight. The Shadow Hills Knights make it 7 straight Mayor's Cup. The bragging rights stay on Jefferson Street, and Indio Rajas will hit the road again next week, take on Hemet, while the Knights will head to Riverside and take on Norte Vista. So congratulations to the Shadow Hills Knights. After the game, here's head coach David Palmer on his team's victory.
One more year with the trophy. Yep. I was expecting a little bit higher score, to be honest with you. I was thinking we're going to do better than what we did, but we'll figure it out. So, the intensity that we wanted is there. That's what we want on both sides. We got some mistakes we got to fix. These players too passionate, so we got a lot to work on. Get there. So I feel good about the win. It's not the way I wanted to win tonight, but we'll get there. But the weather, yeah, it was different. I haven't seen weather like this in a while. So, but we went through it, pounded out, and we're here. We won it.
It's safe to say that everybody in the Valley tonight said that they hadn't seen weather like this out here in a while. But nonetheless, congrats to Coach Palmer on his first victory as head coach of the Shadow Hills Knights. 7 straight Mayor Cups. Tolly?
Start pushing you guys back. Incredible. Now, still to come. The Aztecs kicked their season off yesterday. It was the first game behind their new head coach, Rudy Forty. Speaking of new head coaches, and we were there and we caught up with him before and after the game. All that and more coming up after the break. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights. Well, the Friday Night Lights, Tim, they came a little early for one team. That's the Palm Desert Aztecs. A new season for them, but also a new era with head coach Forty. We caught up with him ahead of kickoff when they made the trek out over to Rancho Verde High. Take a look.
We're about 90 minutes from kickoff, so I'm still a little calm. I guess as we get closer, I'll get a little bit more nervous, so I'm just trying to stay as calm as possible right now. But all week we've been preaching just, have fun, fly around, have fun with your teammates, empower them, believe in yourself, believe in your teammates, and most importantly, just have fun doing it. To making key stops on third down, getting their offense off the field, controlling the ball on our side of with the offense, and securing the ball. We just keep it to a minimum when it comes to the fumbles or the interceptions, but I think the biggest key is to keep their offense off the field.
Well, the Palm Desert Aztecs would then get into action, as he said, 90 minutes and change. Head coach Rudy Forty, he was all business. The team did a pretty good job, although that is A.J. Boone who rips off an 81-yard blast. Gives the Mustangs the 7-0 lead in the first quarter. Aztecs will get on the board, though. Rylan Risk, remember his name this year. He's got quite the leg on him. He'll go ahead and knock through a 31-yarder, 7-3 Mustangs. All good. It's impressive in high school, 31 yards. Mustangs, though, would answer right back. This time, it's the two-headed monster at running back for Rancho Verde. That is Dylan Riley from the 50, the 35-30, 25-20. He takes it all the way. 63 yards. They'd go up 14-3. Really never looked back. The Aztecs would answer back at the top half with a pick 6 by Dawson Johnson, but late in the fourth quarter, Dylan Riley would break one off again. Mustangs go up 21-13. The final would be 28-13. Not how they wanted their opening day to go, but nonetheless, our Tala Latoya had a chance to catch up with head coach Rudy Forty after the game.
Oh, well, I told the boys at halftime that it was just big plays that why they scored. and we needed to shut them down, come out, get a 3-and-out, and score in it. Actually, the defense scored, so it really put us back in the game. It's just we didn't take advantage of that muff punt or muff snap on the punt, so we got to put that in. Got to have that killer mentality. We got to put it in when we get those chances. We can't let them go by.
The Aztecs will hit the road next week against Central High School in El Centro. We've got our work cut out for us next week because I think maybe 10 out of 12 schools are on the road.
Yeah, and I think only maybe 2 are here.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. But before we go ahead and wrap this up, let's go ahead and look at some of the scores from tonight around the desert here.
All right, we got the Rancho Mirage. They came out with the win over at Hemet, and then Palm Springs came just one short, as we said. Shadow Hills with the shutout. Xavier, well, they didn't get to finish their game, Tim. Same with Cathedral City.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not they make these up with the shortage of referees, tight schedule ahead of playoffs, if they go ahead and make up the games that were canceled from Lightning. Postponement, canceled, 2 different things. We'll get some more clarification on Monday. Before we go ahead and wrap this up, I just want to thank Shadow Hills and Indio, both their athletic departments, their staff, principals. They let us both in their schools this morning. I felt like I was in high school again. It was fun.
It was so fun from both schools. I mean, and there's just, it's so much fun. All the staff want them to, just make it super interactive with everyone, no matter what class you are, no matter what you do. They all just want everyone to come together, and I think that's what I miss most about high school.
Oh, just
cool.
Anything with a drum line is just out of this world. So good. But again, thank you. Happy Friday Night Lights. We're back. Join us every Friday at 11 right here on NBC Palm Springs. We'll see you next week.